this YouTube channel took me 6 months of convincing myself. The idea of starting it was always in my head, but so was the fear of not being able to stay consistent at it or being able to create value from it. But still, here I am, speaking random things in front of you. Hello everybody, I am Janani and I am a product manager here in Singapore. In today's video, I am going to talk about a research-based 1-minute habit that helps you improve your skills better. Several times the choices you might have made in your job, education, social settings, especially social settings, even in the way you restrictively imagine your future, you might have been afraid to make some choices. Or even if we are brave enough to make the choice that's a bit challenging to us, we have a constant self-doubt within us. There's a voice in your head that might say, I don't think I can. Firstly, I'm here to tell you that it's not uncommon to have a certain level of self-doubt when you're about to embark on something that feels like it's beyond your immediate capability. But if you think you can't because of who you are at the moment, I'm also here to tell you that it might not necessarily be the case. It's possible for you to start something that you have zero knowledge about and get through it just fine. Be it new emotions, new skills, new challenges, or new experiences. First, let's address the feeling you have. I don't want to invalidate your feeling, and neither should you. In a video by David Perel, which I saw on Twitter, he briefly mentioned about imposter syndrome and I really liked what he said. I also recommended this video in my newsletter, which by the way you should check out in the description box below. He goes on to speak about the imposter syndrome, which is a tendency to think that one doesn't deserve the success they've landed. They tend to feel like the success that they've got is something beyond their sheer capability and it was through luck. And they fear being found out as fraud for not really knowing anything about it. But he goes on to say something that's very profound. He says we all are in fact imposters. Speaks about how he didn't know how to manage a course that he handles now on his own on writing. Goes on to say that Jeff Bezos might have not known how to handle a multi-billion-dollar company before he actually went on to do it. He goes on to say that the fear of being found out as somebody who is pretending to know their stuff is actually very natural. When we start out something that is beyond our immediate comfort zone, we are going to fear that we are not going to be able to get to the other side. We are going to fear if people will find us inept at handling the responsibility that we've been given. So the first thing is to understand that it's completely okay to feel this way. Once you've gotten a little awareness of this self-doubt that you have in yourself, there is something that I want you to give a thought about. Underneath these thoughts lies the person you believe yourself to be. It has the secrets to what has shaped you and in turn how you act in this world. Triad of thoughts, feelings and emotions reveal your self-esteem, your own sense of worth to yourself and your own sense of ability to yourself. This triad is also something that's a work in progress, and especially in today's video we're going to focus on a 1-minute habit that has personally helped me. There's this 1-minute habit that helps me positively change the way I look at myself, a little by little every day. Now I have an action for you. Take a pen and paper, write down your core beliefs of who you think you are. They can be inner voices that limit and lower your self-esteem. They are also going to be strengths and the positive attributes that you think of yourself. You are going to understand these voices better and explore ways in which they block your strength. For example, I wrote about how I have this fear of never being able to fix my health and all my efforts are in vain. I wrote about how I am not very assertive at times. I also wrote some good things about myself that I consider myself to be: a kind person, a determined person. And then I converted the negative bits. Remember the one I wrote about how I'm not very assertive and how I feel like my efforts are going to go in vain with respect to my health. I converted these into affirmations. And I recommend you to do the same. Once you've taken a pen and paper and written down the core beliefs of yourself, and second, converted the negative things you've said about yourself to affirmation, the third step is to set aside 1 minute every day to read these positive affirmations about yourself. Yes, it's a very direct, simple habit, but why do you think this works? Now, I'm not going to talk about anything vague. I'm not going to talk about spirituality or some mystic concepts. I'm not even going to talk about psychological concepts. I am going to talk about the scientific aspect of what affirmations actually do to our brains. Now, our brain has amazing pre-recognition mechanisms. Have you ever heard of neural plasticity? In summary, it is basically the brain and the nervous system's ability to change itself. There are several things that can cause this change, maybe a series of traumatic events, or on the good side, when something amazing happens, like when you get a new job, during childbirth, or when your puppy does something amazing, or even when you recite a series of affirmations that you tell yourself. So what necessarily happens when we recite a series of affirmations or when something good happens to us is that our brain releases neurochemicals such as epinephrine. This is a chemical that is very similar to adrenaline produced by our digestive glands. And something amazing about these neurochemicals is they pave the path for change. So whenever there is a change that you're encountering in your life, these neurochemicals are produced to help the brain to be customized to, the forthcoming things in your life. It's an opening gateway to receive those changes and optimize the neural networking of our brains. It's essentially waking up your entire brain. You are in fact preparing yourself for something that is amazing to come about. And when you rewire your brain to prepare for something that's amazing, you are actually able to embrace changes in your life, both positive and negative, very actively. And I personally believe that this 1 minute habit every day of reading affirmations is what helps me pick up myself. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not that if I say affirmations that I'm never gonna ever get self-doubt again. However, what really helps me is that maybe because of a little bit of rewiring of brain or something, when I say these affirmations, I am able to re-pick up myself and rise from my self-doubt every time I tell myself that I'm not worthy. So when they say you become your thoughts, it isn't a mere motivational quote. There are actually links between you saying that to yourself and your neural connections in your head. I am going to be talking more about this in my upcoming newsletter, and I highly recommend you to subscribe to it. I've also recommended a podcast in the description box below which talks in detail about neural plasticity. When you want to get better at something, be it a cognitive skill, an emotional skill, or motor skill like learning new instruments or like dance or something, first step is recognizing what it is. And once you identify it, you set 1 minute aside every day to speak about this positively to yourself. Do try it out and let me know if this works for you. Thank you for watching. That's all for today's video. If you like this video, please do like it and let YouTube tell its algorithm that this video was actually useful so it spreads it to other people as well. Please also subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. Thank you. Bye.